Now, gentlemen, we're going to be speaking about Christmas lights, are we not?
We are indeed.
And how we get them in Market Harborough. Have Market shining. We're on Market Harborough, shining like a supernova. Come Christmas, do we not?
Indeed. Well, we have Christmas lights. There's no question about that. But each year, since we started in 1986, they've gone down slowly but surely in their numbers.
Why is that?
Well, we had a slight pick-up last year. We went from 80 trees to sort of 100.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement. But is it, no, quite seriously though, because the criticism has been levelled. I've heard it said many a time that, you know, some of the small local companies, they get very well involved, they light up Christmas for everyone. Right. But what we want are maybe some of the major companies, some of the chains, the major chains, to get involved as well.
Absolutely.
How do we do that? Do we get onto their head office? What happens?
Well, we've done that. I have written as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, as the president, I have written 2 personal letters to the chief executives of all the firms that are represented that have got more than single, you know, as sort of big shops.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And
what's been the response in?
And nil. Not one letter, not one acknowledgement. I mean, there's our own people, the building societies, the little pubs, all these people make an effort all the way along the line. The joy of coming into Harborough from Leicester, over the chicane, and then first of all you see a great long line of lights, including the Angel and all the solicitors on the left-hand side. Suddenly we get into the high street, and all those people, and I've got to name them, people like the Sugar Lump and Savers, blank. No, they take no desire in taking part.
You see, what I don't understand, and often this is the case, that back at head office, wherever it is, they say, well, you know, it's not really our thing. However, what they're forgetting often is that they employ local people, and the people in those stores want to be part of the Christmas experience within their own town, do they not?
You
surely.
Say that, but I just wonder how many of the people who work in an executive position within these group shops are in actual fact locals. I don't think they care 2 military hoots actually. Well, we had 200, I mean, I don't know, but we had this number at the beginning, and we had one special person who looked after it, a lady called Joyce de Board Bark, and she used to have them even on private houses running up Northampton Road, up Coventry Road. People actually took it to heart and put them in there, you know, because this bracket has cost no more now than it did in 1986.
That's crazy.
And I brought a bloke called...
if only everything was like that.
I know. But I went to... I modelled it on Ashby-de-la-Zouch. Oh, you know that lovely town.
Beautiful town. Yeah.
And I used to have to come that way back from Chester to meet the family.
Yeah.
And every time I drove there, I thought, wow, how beautiful this is. So we called their Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. Woodall came over and visited, brought a bracket, he showed us what it was. We agreed the design. There were 40 people went to the theatre to talk about this. So there's a lot of thought went into the original things. We had drawings done by Carl Pearson, of which I've got one showing what Harborough looked like, you know, with all the Christmas trees on.
I have to say, first of all, though, my darling listener, Ian has turned up with a pile of papers. If this was television, you'd be astounded at the amount of stuff he's brought with him, just to prove the point. There's a lot of passion involved in this, and I think, I mean, it would be, on the one hand, there are these corporates that say, well, actually, it's not just Market Harborough, we can't do this for the whole country, surely, because every town, every city has got this draw on them. But surely there must be a budget somewhere to help pay for this kind of thing in a community.
Well, who's going to have the budget? I mean, you know, it's up to the individual. I don't think that the town do a very good job. I mean, the building society put that marvellous tree outside their thing, which is a blessing in the square. Last year, the council, and I think the lights are still there, are in the trees, so that there's more lights in the trees. They've done that. We used to have private, when we were talking about Martins and them being responsible for the Church Street lights, and they were the main lights. People used to drive down Church Street to show their children the lights, but then we got it, you know, in larger and all down the side, but people are gradually dropping off, and that's what we can't understand.
No, I don't get it at all.
Yes, I think Market Harborough Building Society, they're a great supporter of the town.
Yes.
and the money they put into the square, the lighting, their chief executive Mark is very much on board.
Hello Mark, how you doing?
I think they're a big asset for the town.
Yes, absolutely. But the problem is, it's like most things. Well, certainly in my experience, there is the few that are pulled on to subsidise the many, and it would be better if everyone were involved. It might even be cheaper the more we got, if we could get more people. So maybe it'd be down to the population of Market Harborough to go into these stores and say to people, did you hear that on HFM the other night? Are you guys going to be involved with this? Because it's only going to cost you 50 quid.